With a population of 50,000, La Rinconada in Peru is the highest human settlement on Earth. It sits in the Peruvian Andes and was built to service a local gold mine in the area. The settlement lies 16,700 feet above sea level and is around 1,000 feet higher than the peak of Mont Blanc. Its altitude means that the atmospheric pressure of La Rinconada is around half of what it is at sea level, meaning that many workers have to keep houses at a lower altitude as well, just to allow them to recover. But around 18,000 feet, these clouds are some of the highest altitude clouds on the planet. To identify them, just look for the wispy sheet-like clouds which derive their name from the Latin for a ringlet or curling lock of hair. You might think that the highest mountain in your country is pretty cool, but Ojos de Salado, Chile's highest peak, takes the biscuit and burns it to a crisp, since this massive mountain is also the world's largest active volcano, and as such has no regard for your biscuits. At a height of 22,615 feet, this stratovolcano, so called because it's built up by layers of hardened lava and ash, is often seen without any snow covering it due to the incredibly dry conditions on the Chilean-Argentinian border. Its name is taken from the huge salt deposits, which appear as lagoons in its glaciers. You might think that Mount Everest is the highest point on Earth, but you'd be also wrong. This massive peak in Nepal reaches 29,035 feet into the air and was originally called Peak 15 on the original survey maps of the region in 1856. And since then it's been the pinnacle for many mountaineers, even becoming a synonymous phrase for those trying to conquer a difficult task in their lives. Everest has claimed the lives of more than 250 experienced mountaineers who've tried to scale its heights. Now you might still be sitting here being flabbergasted at the very notion that Everest might not be the highest point on Earth. And when you consider that Mount Chimborazo is a mere 20,654 feet at its peak, you may be downright incredulous. But here's the science part. According to the Newtonian physics, the centrifugal force of the Earth spinning results in a slight flattening at the poles and bulging around the equator. Mathematicians call this effect an oblate spheroid, which means that people standing on the equator are higher or closer to outer space than people in other parts of the world. Mount Chimborazo in the Ecuadorian Andes may not be the tallest mountain in terms of height above sea level, but its location on the equatorial bulge means that it's the most distant point from the Earth's centre, and therefore its peak is the highest place on Earth, a whole 1.5 miles higher than the peak of Everest